Are algorithms rewriting our reality? What happens when machines decide what you see online? Every time you scroll through social media, an algorithm is at work behind the scenes. You may think you're in control of your feed, but the truth is, it's being curated based on what you've clicked, watched, liked, and ignored. These invisible systems determine which voices are heard and which are silenced, all without your explicit permission. Originally designed to personalize your experience, algorithms now play a central role in how you perceive the world. Whether it's your political opinions, lifestyle choices, or even self-worth, algorithms filter what information reaches you, and in doing so, they influence what you believe. This influence isn't limited to cat videos or just fashion trends. It affects public discourse, mental health, and democratic processes. Your perception of what's normal, popular, or true is shaped by invisible logic, built to maximize screen time, not truth or balance. Even more alarming is that most people have no idea this is happening. We don't realize how narrow our digital world has become because it feels personalized and relevant. But personalization can quickly become isolation, cutting us off from alternative views and deeper understanding. I'll pull back the curtain on the algorithms running your online life. We'll explore how they work, their goals, and how they silently steer your worldview. And we'll finish by exploring how to reclaim control of your feed and your thinking. Are algorithms just code, or are they something much more powerful? On the surface, social media algorithms are sets of rules used to organize and display content. They analyze your behavior, what you like, comment on, share, pause on, and scroll past. This data is used to determine what content you're most likely to engage with next. The more you interact with a certain type of post, the more of it you're shown. This creates what's called a feedback loop. If you click on a fitness video, you'll soon see dozens of health influencers. If you engage with a political post, prepare for an avalanche of similar opinions. Different platforms use unique algorithms. YouTube focuses heavily on watch time. In contrast, TikTok relies on quick engagement, while Instagram balances likes and comments, and Facebook uses a complex scoring system based on interactions. But they all have the same goal: to keep you online longer. This isn't inherently bad. Algorithms help surface relevant content and allow us to make sense of endless data. Without them, your feed would be both chaotic and overwhelming. But when engagement is the top priority, truth and diversity often take a back seat. Over time, these algorithms evolve to know your preferences better than you do. They anticipate the content that will keep you hooked and serve you accordingly. This reinforces your existing beliefs and behaviors without you ever realizing it. How does personalization limit what you see? A filter bubble is what happens when algorithms surround you with content that matches your interests, while filtering out anything that doesn't. It's comforting, but dangerous. You feel informed, yet you're only seeing a narrow slice of reality. The more you interact with content from one perspective, the more the algorithm feeds you similar material. This applies to political beliefs, news, hobbies, or lifestyle. Soon, your feed becomes an echo chamber that confirms everything you already believe. The issue is subtle, so you rarely notice what's missing, and see only what's there. But this lack of exposure to opposing viewpoints creates division. It makes it easier to dehumanize people who think differently, and harder to find common ground. This phenomenon isn't accidental. It's an efficient way to keep users engaged. Content that confirms your beliefs feels good because it validates you. But in the long run, it stunts intellectual growth and distorts your understanding of the world. Escaping a filter bubble requires deliberate action. It means seeking out different voices, challenging your assumptions, and resisting the urge to click on only what feels comfortable. Are social media platforms shaping political outcomes? In recent years, social media platforms have become powerful political tools. Algorithms help campaigns target voters, spread messages, and amplify both truth and misinformation. But how much influence do they really have? During elections, content that evokes strong emotional reactions, especially fear or outrage, is more likely to be shared and promoted by algorithms. This means fringe ideas or manipulative headlines often get more visibility than balanced reporting. Micro-targeting allows campaigns to tailor messages to specific demographics using data harvested from user activity. That might mean showing one version of an ad to suburban parents and another to college students, each designed to tap into specific concerns. There have been documented cases of foreign interference, where fake accounts and bot networks exploited algorithms to spread propaganda. These tactics erode trust in institutions and further divide the public. While algorithms don't vote, they create the conditions that shape how people feel before they vote. That influence is powerful, subtle, and mostly invisible, until the results show up at the ballot box. Why does fake news travel faster than facts? False information spreads quickly online because it's specifically designed to go viral. It's sensational, emotional, and often much more engaging than the truth. And that's exactly what algorithms reward: engagement, not accuracy. When an outrageous claim is posted, people share it before checking its validity. This early spike in activity tells the algorithm, "This post is hot." Then it's pushed to more people and gains momentum before fact-checkers are able to intervene. Unfortunately, correcting misinformation rarely spreads as widely or as quickly. True stories tend to be less dramatic, and retractions feel much less satisfying. The damage is often done before the truth arrives. Algorithms don't know or care about what's true. They are only concerned with what performs. That means misinformation is not just allowed, it's supercharged if it gets clicks. Solving this problem requires better algorithm design, more platform accountability, and greater user awareness. Until then, falsehoods will continue to outperform facts in the race for viewer attention. How do the social media platforms design their feeds to keep you hooked? First, you must understand that these companies profit from your attention. The longer you stay on a platform, then the more ads you see, and the more data the platform can collect. Algorithms are optimized not for your well-being, but to keep your eyes glued to the screen. To do that, they use behavioral psychology. Infinite scrolling, autoplay, and notifications are all strategies designed to trigger dopamine in the viewer. Dopamine is the chemical in the brain that is linked to both reward and addiction. Every like or new post is a tiny hit that keeps you coming back. Even the color schemes are intentional. Red notification icons create greater urgency. Sudden content changes are designed to keep you guessing. You're not just browsing, you're being programmed to return. This constant stimulation can reduce attention spans, disrupt sleep, and increase viewer anxiety. It trains your brain to crave instant feedback while making deep focus harder to maintain. Understanding this manipulation gives you power. Once you realize the feed is engineered, you can choose when and how to engage with it. The alternative is to let it dictate your habits and viewpoints. Is it possible to reclaim control of your digital experience? Yes, and it starts with awareness. Once you understand how your actions shape your feed, you can begin to retrain the algorithm. Every click, follow, and comment is a signal that you can direct intentionally. The first step is a digital audit. Go through who you follow, what you interact with, and what you consume. Unfollow accounts that promote outrage or misinformation, and replace them with diverse, thoughtful creators. Next, reset your recommendations. On many platforms, you can clear your watch history and hide the content you don't like. This allows you to manually curate your own interests. It takes effort, but the results are worth it. Limit your time online by using apps or phone settings to track screen time or enforce usage limits. Consider turning off autoplay or switching your screen to grayscale to reduce visual stimulation. Ultimately, the goal isn't to escape algorithms, it's to become more intentional with them. You're not just a consumer, you're a co-creator of your online environment. How do algorithms affect critical thinking and independent thought? One of the most subtle effects of algorithm-driven content is the erosion of our critical thinking. When we're constantly fed content that we agree with, our ability to question, analyze, and reflect weakens. Why examine opposing ideas when the algorithm makes sure you never see any? Repetition reinforces belief. Seeing the same claims over and over, even if they're misleading or biased, creates a false sense of consensus. Over time, we begin to confuse familiarity with truth. This can be a dangerous trap in a world overflowing with half-facts and hot takes. Algorithms also reward emotional reaction over reflection. Rage bait, clickbait, and feel-good fluff rise to the top because they trigger instant responses. But critical thinking takes time, nuance, and often discomfort, which are things algorithms don't reward. As a result, we become mentally passive. We scroll to feel rather than think, and we react instead of reflect. Our worldview narrows not just because of what we see, but because of how we're trained to deal with it. Breaking this pattern starts with awareness. Make time to fact-check, slow down, and seek depth. The more you train your mind to question rather than just to absorb, the less control the algorithms will have over what and how you think. What can we do when invisible systems shape our worldview? Social media algorithms aren't just influencing what we see, they're influencing how we think. As we become more reliant on curated content, we risk trading critical thinking for convenience, awareness for automation, and perspective for personalization. This doesn't mean that we need to fear technology. Algorithms are tools, and like any tool, they can help or harm, depending on how they're used. The danger lies not in their existence, but in our ignorance of how they operate. We must take responsibility for our digital diet. What you consume shapes you. Just as you wouldn't eat junk food every meal, it's best not to fill up your mental space with algorithmic junk. By curating diverse voices, questioning what we see, and reclaiming our attention, we can disrupt the influence of biased code. We can think for ourselves again, even in a world designed to do the thinking for us. So next time you're scrolling, take the time to pause and ask yourself, who chose this content? Was it me or the machine? How have your social media feeds shaped what you believe, and what would you change about them? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if this video opened your eyes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.